right. Okay. So, Slade. For those of you that aren't familiar, Slade got a pretty big buff in the most recent mid-month patch. Effectively, what changed is his ground speed went from 14.9 to 16.5, which was basically, it went from the slowest in the game to a little bit slower than Fleet, which is a pretty significant buff. It means that Slade's dash dance is better. It means that he's able to get around the stage a lot more quickly. His reaction tech chasing is better. So he's able to collect coins faster. There's more stuff that it opens up some combos. So that was a pretty big buff in and of itself. They also decreased the price of the hookshot, the wing, and the feather. So the hookshot's 1,000, the feather or the wing is 1,200, and then the feather is 1,500. In conjunction, it means that you're more able to pull items. Slade is a little bit more mobile around the stage. And if you're going for something like wing, it's more reasonable to get it in the first or second stock, even if you are pulling the occasional item. And then finally, they made the tier do 1% more damage on throw. So pretty good stuff insofar as what this character has been given and what this character's been able to do. And I think it demands a new matchup chart because the character is significantly better than he was before. If you watch the last tier list video, it has Slade in bottom 1 as the worst character in the game. Kind of by himself down there. And after these buffs, I don't think he belongs down there anymore. I think I would have him probably middle of the pack, certainly above some characters, certainly below some others, but definitely a character that can get the job done now and has the ability to make some upsets. So that's really, really good. Let's start with Zetterburn. Zetterburn is an interesting matchup for Slade because there are a couple players who are like, Zetterburn's quite good. Or there's a couple players who think Slade beats Zetterburn. Which is interesting. Because I don't really see it. And so I've been talking to some of the other Slade players. I think Iota in particular has mentioned that he thinks Slade wins this matchup. There's another Slade named Chicken, who I believe was the first Slade to get Ethereum, who thinks Slade does solid into this matchup. And overall, their matchup charts are a little bit different than mine. So there's kind of varying opinions. And I think due to the buffs, Slade has a couple of different playstyles where you can go very item heavy, not so item heavy, kind of more movement heavy. There's a couple of different playstyles you can lean on. And so maybe it's the different playstyles working in different ways. But this is a matchup I don't feel like we win. It's very hard to deal with Zetterburn once he gets on you. Slade does have some quick buttons, but Zetterburn kind of notoriously doesn't care about them. And Slade's roll is not good enough to meaningfully get away, and Slade's dash speed's not really good enough to meaningfully get away. And a lot of the time, if Zetterburn's just dash dancing and running at you, or doing a fireball, or doing a down air, he'll just accidentally catch the items you're trying to throw at him. So I don't know why they think it's winning. They've kind of told me in passing, but at least in my estimation of it, I think the Slades are going to lose to the top Zetterburn reps at the very least. And it's going to feel a little challenging. That being said, there are some things that are good about the matchup. Slade's really good at juggling Zetterburn. If you manage to parry Zetterburn, you get decent reward off the parry. You're pretty good off stage against Zetterburn. And if you catch him slipping, obviously up B is very strong. If he goes past the ledge and then you get the weak hit, it sends him at a really bad angle. So there are some things that are good about it, but even might be generous. I think optimistically, if we take into account what the other Slades are feeling, it would probably be here. But I think that's probably where I would have it. It's not a character I particularly like running into, if I'm being like super genuine with you. It does feel hard when they just like full hop down air. And the other thing is the Zetterburns have figured out that they can just full charge Shine while Slade is pulling an item, and then Slade just dies to the full charge Shine. So that's a little bit of counterplay that I feel like the Zetterburns are implementing. Who's to say? Maybe this gets bumped up here or even to here over time, but right now I would have it right there. Okay. This matchup chart is starting off kind of grim. Not on purpose. Not on purpose. Yeah, Rono's a toughie. Rono kind of does everything that you don't want him to do, right? Like, needles give him a pretty easy way to approach, and a pretty easy way to get in. His like dash speed is really good, which allows him to kind of run around and plat camp a little bit. He can needle camp you as well, which means you have to spend more money on items, which means you get your upgrades less good, which in some matchups is not a problem, but against Rono in particular, when you are trying to navigate all of that on top of him like edge guarding you every time and then killing you at 60 if he guesses right is really frustrating. And so it's just a matchup I'd like to avoid. There are a couple of things that are good about this matchup where if you get him in the air, you can force him off stage pretty easy, and then if he's going to the bubble and you're like feeling confident, you can neutral air the bubble, and then edge guard him. You can juggle him pretty easy if he tries to land back on the stage with stuff like up strong. He doesn't have a reliable way to beat it. It's just until you actually hit him and get him in those situations, it feels like you have to take some guesses. It feels like you have to make some guesses or take some risks, and it's not often a good feeling place to be against this fellow. Raster is the first one that I would have in feels good. Yeah, it feels good. I think, why are the tears like that? It's a matchup chart. It's how it feels. Slade is particularly good against the floaty characters in this game, with the exception of Rono. But normal names, I know people got mad at me last time. People got mad at me. Yeah. Raster feels pretty good. Slade does pretty well against the floatier characters because down throw will true combo into dash attack, and down throw will also true combo into up B on the floatier characters in the game. So it gives him a pretty big reward off of a grab, where if you grab any of the floatier characters around 100%, you can potentially kill them. So that's like a huge boon in matchups like this. But the other aspect of it is Raster is not actually the strongest character off stage, which gives Slade opportunities to edge guard him, which you can do semi-frequently. You know, being able to do the chest and then neutral air off stage is really hard for Raster to deal with. And when Raster is just jumping around you, he loves to like take up that airspace, and you can just up strong. And because Raster's so light, up strong actually kills at like 120%. Which is sick. So this matchup feels quite good. Obviously, once you get off stage, it can be pretty tough. Just because Raster can pretty much just down air you. And unless you have like an item pulled, you're not going to be able to do much about it. So you have to be really good with your glide tosses for recovery, or else you're just going to die. You also have to know your recovery or what your DI routes are to get out of Raster's stuff is, or else he's just going to blow you up. But it feels like you have more going on than he does, at least in this matchup. To round it out, Craig. Craig's one of those characters where the matchup is super volatile, and I think that's like partially Craig is just volatile with everybody, but I could see this also being bumped up to here. Effectively what it is once Craig pulls rock, like if Craig sees you pull an item, Craig can pull a rock. Are items better than the rock? I mean, no. Like pretty much across the board they're not. But you do have some good options to deal with the rock. Where like the lingering neutral air does pretty good against the rock. The lingering lingering neutral air does pretty good against the rock. Rock is faster to pull than Tear and Bomb, yeah. But like I said, neutral air is pretty good at contesting the rock. Craig's not too fast, which means you can oftentimes run him around the stage a little bit. Stuff like glide toss off stage is a good way for dealing with the pillar. And you're able to like threaten Craig pretty deep off stage, especially if you have wing. And if you're at the ledge with if you're holding onto the ledge, the fishing rod actually breaks Craig pillar if you just let it rip straight down. So that's like something where the fishing rod is actually uniquely good. It's like the only matchup where it's relevant. Otherwise, you don't really want to use the fishing rod. But it's uniquely good against Craig. So if you're able to like keep momentum on Craig and keep pulling items to kind of keep him at bay, and make sure that he is not just like double faring you into a fucking your life is over, it can be nice. It can feel pretty good. But, the caveat to that is when things go wrong, things really go wrong. Like if Craig hits you with a down air or a down B at any point, you're probably just dead. It's super easy for Craig to just fall off the ledge back air and kill you. There are a lot of ways for this character to just blow you up. And so it basically comes to that like war of attrition where if you play really well, you win this matchup, I think is what I'm getting at with this. But you have to play nicer than Craig has to play, if that makes sense. And I think for the sake of like being hopeful, we can leave it up here. But I would say that again, it's kind of like a Sheik situation where Slade has to try a little bit harder to beat Craig than Craig has to beat him. But if you have that like execution down and you have that consistency down, it should be a good matchup. So potentially should expect that of yourself. Whether you do or not. I was using Down Strong for combos. That's what we do. Down Strong is a combo starter on characters like Craig. that's how you do it. That's the whole thing. That's why the move doesn't kill ever. It's because it's a combo starter. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what he wanted. Slade's Down Strong is super good. It's like competing for his best move. Okay, Fleet. I have an even, and I think this is, again, I think this opinion differs a little bit from what some of the other Slades are feeling about it. I've heard some people putting this in like the feels tough tier. I think Fleet being a floaty and giving us those guaranteed confirms off of down throw is really, really nice for this matchup. I also think Fleet typically plays a little bit slower, which means that we get to breathe a little bit in terms of setting the pace and pulling items. If we end up wanting to pull items, we can parry stuff. We can threaten Fleet pretty readily off stage, even if she's floating, especially if you have wing. So you have some like decent stuff against Fleet. And when Fleet is just like floating around you, again, Up Strong ends up being a very good option. That being said, Fleet is much safer on shield than you in neutral. Fleet's bow is oftentimes a bigger sword than a lot of your normals are. Uh, and Fleet can pressure your shield a lot easier than you can pressure Fleet's. On top of being able to edge guard you harder than you can edge guard her. So I think there's back and forth here where Fleet can really ruin your day, especially if you use your jump off stage. But again, if you're able to play it really clean, you're able to find those down throw confirms. Like down throw up B kills Fleet at like 110. So that's a huge equalizer in a matchup where she has to find something else. So I feel like this matchup ends up being pretty close to even. There are aspects of it that are hard for both people, but I think for Slade generally, it's pretty manageable. It's pretty manageable. Okay. This is another one where I think my opinion differs from my fellow Slade mains, and I I actually got the chance to play against some more Maples yesterday. To kind of flesh out my opinion about this. I got to play against some better ones. And I still don't feel like the matchup is that bad. Again, I know some Slade players who would have it here. And I guess I'm kind of curious as to why. At least in my kind of playing of it, Maple has to play like a pretty honest neutral with us. She doesn't have just like a win neutral button. Obviously, she's much faster than us, but she still has to like engage with us. If Maple ever dash attacks you, you can up B her every single time or nair her. Which makes the dash attack like super scary to go for at any percent. Maple is strong against you off stage, but like so is everyone kind of. And yeah, she gets like decent combos on you, but it's nothing too crazy. It's nothing that's gonna make me like go cry. Like I'm taking 40% from a Maple combo, like that's not the end of the world, you know what I mean? Because you're floaty, not all of her kill confirms work. Because of glide toss, you're often more able to punish like the big strong attack swings if they just let it rip. You have pretty consistent ways to navigate that sort of stuff, and she's like an omega fast faller, so you actually get stuff like up throw up strong on her, and if she DIs it wrong, it'll kill her. So that's pretty sick. Yeah, there's back and forth in this matchup. Obviously, she's really fast, which means there's going to be some like you have to anticipate when she's going to press a button or when she's going to come at you or anything like that. But feels like her combos aren't too crazy. Her offstage is good, but our offstage is also decent versus her because we can force her into tech situations with the chest. Having chest offstage in this matchup in particular, I think is really, really important. Tier is good against her. She doesn't have a super good way to deal with it. Oftentimes the Maple players will have to jump, but then you can just glide toss, throw the tier up, and that'll catch their jumps, and then they're in like an uber terrible spot. I really don't mind this matchup too much. Claren. Claren just kind of does what you want to do a little bit better than you in this matchup. It ends up being quite hard. It kind of all aspects of it. So our edge guarding against Claren is decent. Our combos against Claren are decent because of her weight. Those are like the two good things that we have in this matchup. The other like decent thing that we have in this matchup is if we're holding like a shuriken, for example, and we glide toss gives us more options to punish Claren for like jabbing our shield or down tilting our shield if we're really fast. So those are some things that are like okay about the matchup. You do have to play like with a pretty heavy item focus in this matchup, or you are just going to get bodied. If you don't like pulling items against Claren, you need to kind of check yourself because it's just a character that demands that you pull the items. Okay, that being said, after all of this, Claren's throw combos are very strong against us. Because we are floaty, a lot of the back throw, forward throw mix-ups work a little bit longer than they do on other characters. Which means you are in threat of dying from a grab a lot of the time. Claren's burst range, because of dash attack, is fucking huge. Which means that anytime you pull an item, if she's within half the stage of you, you will get hit with a tip or dash attack. Which sucks. It makes pulling the items really hard when it's a matchup where you really want to pull items. Claren is ridiculously safe on shield, which makes it hard to find up Bs, or even nairs out of shield in a lot of those moments. And Claren's sword is bigger than yours. So even in the situations where you are coming and you're like, oh, I'm going to hit you with like a spaced fair, she could just jab and it'll, 1, anti-air you, 2, tipper, and 3, come out way before your jab, way before your forward air, and then also confirm into a forward smash. So it's a matchup that's hard to navigate. Again, I think we do pretty good against her off stage. And once you get an item in hand, she can struggle a little bit, but this character should not be letting you grab items. Like, there's no reason she has to. And then once she hits you with like a tip or anything, you're just fucking dead. Lockxon's another matchup I actually would have in feels good. And I think before I would have had it all the way down here. I would have had it all the way down here. Because when this character first came out, this matchup felt really hard. Especially when Lockxon was fucking faster than you. Fortunately, now Lockxon is not faster than us, which means he doesn't just get to run us down if he decides to. But also, he really, really struggles with items. And unlike Claren, pulling items against Lockxon is easy. And that's the big difference between these. Because these matchups could be almost identical. But here's the difference. Against Lockxon, pulling items is easy. Lockxon is floaty, so you get the down throw combos, which you don't get against Claren. And it is easier to kill Lockxon off stage than it is Claren. And those 3 things combined makes this matchup feel great. If you are willing to just camp and pull items and just throw the items at Lockxon and he can't do anything about it because he just swings and then he gets hit with items and then you down throw him and he dies. Whereas Claren just doesn't let you do that. And you don't get the same value off of it. So it's interesting that these matchups come from similar principles, but this one ends up feeling so much better just because of like the circumstances surrounding it. But I don't mind Lockxon really at all. I am gonna order these in terms of like least difficult to most difficult. Which means, do I think Rono's harder than Claren? No, I actually don't. I think Claren's harder than Rono at this point. At least there's some stuff that we get against Rono. That feels good. Okay, so this is going to be the ordering for it so far. So this is like easiest to hardest in terms of the ordering. Orcane. I'm tempted to put him here. And I know this is going to be controversial because I think people look at this matchup and are like, no, I think we lose it. But dude, I like playing against Orcane as Slade. I really don't mind. I feel like it's pretty easy to play neutral against this character. Orcane doesn't have like a big approaching button to deal with things like forward tilt or up tilt or even just like wave dash forward down tilt. He doesn't have like great options because of the nerfs to stuff like down tilt and a couple of his other moves. You get pretty like it's pretty easy to up B him out of shield, especially if he like forward airs onto the stage from back off stage. You could just up B it and he fucking dies. If he bubbles, you can just pull an item and then you have an item now to deal with him, and he's also not like so great there. He does fuck you up off stage like really hard, and that might be the thing that moves it down here, where like he just destroys you off stage. but he also doesn't get too much out of grab. You're often able to punish him for just letting a like a YOLO smash attack rip, even though they can be like kind of hard to avoid as Slade. He gets like decent combos against you, but it's nothing too crazy. Yeah, this matchup's either here or here. Up throw doesn't work on Slade very well. Yeah, so you're not that mad to be shielding. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't mind this matchup at all. I've played it against some of the best Orcanes in the world, and I still haven't hated it. I played it against Maya. I played it against Jupiter, and it really wasn't that bad. And I beat one of them. So yeah, there's things to navigate here. But it doesn't feel so bad. And I think Iota's saying the only Orcane who's made me sad is Remrin. I haven't played Remrin yet, and so maybe Remrin has just like figured out how to exploit Slade off stage in such a big way that it really matters, and maybe that bumps it down to here. I would just be trusting you though, because Remrin might also just be goated. So I'm actually gonna have it. It's here or here. It's either at the top of feels even, if we're trusting that Remrin has like just figured out the matchup more, or it's here. It could be here. You'd put it even? Okay, I'll go with Iota. I trust Iota. I'll put it in even, but I'll put it at the top of even, kind of teetering on feels good. I really don't mind this matchup. Forsburn. I fucking hate this fucking character. I fucking hate this guy. I hate this fella. This character is so hard to fight as Slade. It's so fucking hard. Everything that you try to do to this fucker, he doesn't fucking care. It might be worse than Claren. It might be his worst matchup. I hate fighting fucking Forsburn. The amount of finesse that I have to bring to this matchup, I think it is worse, is so ridiculous. This character can just dash dance and just do this, and if I pull an item, he dash attacks me. And then, if I try to approach him, down tilt. Don't approach. Okay, I try to jump and do like a forward air. Oh, he can get 2 forward airs out before my 1 forward air comes out, and now I'm in a full combo, and now I'm off stage, and now his down air beats my up B, and I can't tech it. Or he just does a falling back air, or I try to dash attack him, and it just like loses to fucking back air. Everything about this matchup sucks. And then, so what you have to do is you have to camp him back, because Forsburn has no reason to approach you ever in this matchup. So you have to camp him back. But then what happens is when you camp him back, he just applies smoke to the stage, and now you can't fucking see him. And so now you have to somehow camp and hit him with items while you can't see him. It fucking sucks. I hate this character in this matchup, man. It's so hard. And then he also has the invincible ledge refresh with his up B, which means he also edgeguards you super heavily. There's really few things in this matchup that feel good. One of them is like comboing force is nice if you can hit him with a dash attack. But this matchup sucks. I actually think it's his worst matchup. I think it's his worst matchup. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. In a way that these two aren't as well. Like, Claren approaches it, and so does Rono, but like this one just feels all bad. And like the Forsburn's not having fun either. But like these 3 matchups, nobody's having fun. Nobody is having fun. We're all mad at each other because you just insta-win with these characters if you play a certain way. But the way that you have to play to insta-win sucks. So it's just, Nobody's happy. But, you know, it's fine. Okay. Etilus. I had Etilus in this tier before, and I've changed my mind. Especially post-buff. It is easier now to run away from Etilus. You get Wing faster, which means that Etilus does not just obliterate you off stage instantly as quickly. And as, you know, the meta has developed a little bit, and I've been working with some other Slades and kind of refining my own gameplay, you do edgeguard Etilus fairly hard. So he's definitely harder than Zetterburn. And I think this is still a character where the right Etilus will just ruin your day off stage pretty consistently. And it is like a risky neutral where you don't get so much reward for hitting him, but he gets a ton of reward for hitting you. This is also a matchup where you just can't pull items. And so if you are like heavily leaning on items to carry your gameplay, you will think Etilus is giga bad. You have to just have a nice neutral to play this. So yeah. It's just a frustrating matchup. That being said, you do get like good stuff versus him off stage pretty consistently. You do get pretty big reward if you hit him. It just feels disproportionate. It feels disproportionate enough that that it ends up feeling hard. Another matchup that we do well in is Olympia. How well, you might ask? Pretty well. Olympia has to engage with us, which sucks for Olympia because she's really slow. So we get to pull items. Neutral air stuffs a lot of Olympia's approach options. It's pretty easy to hit Olympia with the chest, in which case she just dies because you just follow it up with a neutral air. And because our reaction tech chasing is better, you just keep down smashing her over and over and over. And then you up throw, up smash her, and she dies. Like, I'm pretty sure you can up throw, up B Olympia at some percents. Like, it's actually just stupid. It might be our best matchup. We do well against Olympia, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. There's just a lot of stuff about this matchup that ends up feeling good. Like, even if she doesn't snap the ledge, she gets hit with weak up B, and then it's just rat dead again. Obviously, you have to be careful about if she's like hard comboing you and like dipping off stage, and like it's still winnable for Olympia, obviously. But it is a pretty good matchup. It does feel pretty good at this point, and the Olympia has to take some risks to engage with us that she doesn't have to take otherwise, which is nice. So I had the opportunity to play against Shadowhawk and Zahime in this matchup. And I have to say, Slade does pretty well into Absa. Pretty well. Again, she gets the floaty tax of like our down throw is now like a really good move against her. Down throw up B kills her at like 90, which is fucking crazy. It makes up for the offstage difference where she kind of can bully us off stage. If you parry her, it's so bad for her because you just up B her. And she has to take like 50-50 risks to get anything done to you. The other aspect of it is Olympia often, or not Olympia, Absa often will want to like forward tilt your shield and stuff at like a safe range, but because of glide toss, that's actually punishable, and she's not really fast enough. She's not really fast enough to contest us pulling an item, which means we do get items against her. The items are really good at punishing her up B zip. If she's just spamming that, I found that out against Zahime. And because she has to jump and her jump takes so long, you can often catch her jumping with stuff like upstrong, which kills her really early. So I actually quite like this matchup, and I think it's in the better matchups for us. Galvin is an interesting one, and I'm curious I know Iota's in the chat right now. I'm curious about your take about this matchup because when I am hitting Galvin, I'm like, I can't lose. I'm like, this is our best matchup. It's not even close. And then when I'm getting hit by Galvin, I'm like, this is our worst matchup. It's so bad. And so I guess it comes down to like how easy you think it is to hit Galvin. And maybe it's just a hard even because of that. The other thing that Galvin can do is if he does a down strong, he can put a drill on the stage and the drill blocks the items. So then yeah, he can just like have the drill blocking the items and then he can just throw neutral B and then he kind of just gets to nair. And that can be hard to deal with. You do have to play a super passive neutral. And like I said, if you hit him, it feels awesome, especially because like you can dip pretty far off stage against Galvin, especially once you have the up B. But before you have the up or before you have wings, it's a little tough. And like Galvin still gets full combos on you for up throw and stuff like that. You can still forward throw fair you, put you deep off stage, and then he can dip so far off stage to kill you that like if Galvin hits you with a forward air by the ledge at 70, he should kill you. So we might put it here. I think worst case scenario, you could put it here. It's one of those ones where it feels like Slade has to work harder. I'm actually going to move Craig down here for that reason too. It's one of those ones where it's theoretically even, but it feels like Slade has to work harder than the person he's fighting against. Especially, again, if they know the thing where they can put the drill down and just block the items. And then it just demands a response from you, which is really annoying. Because then you have to, like, drop the item, or then you have to, like, jump and throw the item, and then he can just catch it. And, like, neutral air just reflects the items anyways. Because it's fucking uber disjointed. Yeah. This one's either even or feels tough. And I don't know which one to put it in. Might put it in feels tough. Okay, this is not going to come across in the picture, but these matchups optimistically are here. Not this one. This one. Optimistically, these matchups are here. Because of the like execution required to play these matchups at this level, they're not really here. At least it doesn't feel like it yet. And so maybe in the future this is where things get to. But I think for now I'm going to have it like this. I'm going to have it like that, and it's just going to be like that because it is hard to really consistently beat these characters without making a mistake. And maybe that's also like Wi-Fi exasperating the problem because this character just exists on Wi-Fi now. But it is really hard. Like if you fuck up once versus Galvin at 40%, he can just kill you. And it really sucks. It really sucks. And there are a lot of opportunities for you to make mistakes. There are a lot of chances. So maybe I'll leave it there. That being said, Lorena, still good. Is it as good as these? No, but it is good. Gimping Lorena, not hard. Not hard at all. Especially if you just pull an item. I played Pro Z as well. I think I actually beat Pro Z, so I don't know. Again, we just have a different experience. Because I do camp super duper hard. And so maybe that's the difference maker. I don't remember if I beat Pro Z now. I definitely played Pro Z, and at the very least it was close. I might have won though. At the very least it was close. It wasn't bad enough to make me go The only maple that made me feel stupid was pre-patch. I played against Tashi, who just edge guarded me constantly. But that felt like a player diff as opposed to like a matchup diff. And that was also like pretty early after the character came out. Back to Lorena though. It is pretty easy to gimp Lorena. You can pull items off the ledge and catch her for side being. You can hit her with the chest for side being. Sometimes she'll catch the chest, but that's okay. It's really easy to just go deep with a nair while she's pulling the chair, and then she can't use the chair anymore. It's really easy to intercept if she's trying to do like a downbeat to the ledge. You can just do like a rising back air, and then you get like full combo off of that. Lorena's only real solution to this matchup is trying to camp you with the chair. And I used to think that this was worse, because if you put the chair on the stage, it'll block the items. Yeah, Applewiz, I think we just have different opinions. But I respect what you are bringing to this. She can grab the chest, but if you do it above her, she doesn't. Is what I'm saying. You can do it above her, and she doesn't grab it. It'll still hit her. The grab box is not as generous as it once was. I'm hitting her with chest off stage like pretty often. Again, you can go really deep with Nair to get her off stage, and to hit her while she's pulling the chair. You can use the boomerang, and that'll actually go through the chair if she has the chair on the stage, which allows you to keep pressuring with items. Yeah, there's a lot to like in this matchup, and because you're floaty, it is easier to get out of her like 0 to death combos. A lot of the stupid 0 to death stuff that she can get on some of the faster fallers doesn't really work on Slade. She definitely is a matchup check in terms of that. Like, if you still DI completely wrong, you'll still just fucking explode. And obviously, you still have to deal with dash attack off stage, which is really good against Slade, as it's good against pretty much everyone. But it feels like there's options at the very least, and especially with like glide toss off stage, she's not going to get you. So if you like if you like jump and then glide toss up and throw an item at her as she's like coming off stage, it can disrupt her timing enough that you can like upbeat early and catch her before you get hit with stuff like the dash attack off stage. So there are opportunities in this matchup to the point where I actually think it feels pretty decent, especially if you're willing to wait her out and play really particularly around chair. Our Nair is also super good for getting rid of chair, so that's something I like in this matchup as well. Yeah, but like I said, definitely some like variance of opinions from some of the different Slade mains. I see Applewiz in the chat saying that he thinks Zetterburn's pretty good. I know Iota thinks Maple's pretty bad. A couple of the other ones think Maple's pretty bad. So depending on which Slade you'll talk to, you'll have like characters like these moved around and stuff like this. But this is my list. So I also think Zetter's not bad. The specific thing that I think moves Zetter from here to here is the charge shine off stage. And I think the like lower tier Zetterburns aren't doing it, and even most of the higher tier ones aren't doing it. But when you have to pull an item off stage because you need to glide toss, and Zetter can just run off shine, you die. There's nothing you can do about it. You will die. Literally at 0, it will kill you. You watched Hyperflame fight Tim. I fought Tim yesterday. And I think I beat Tim. But like, again, I just like, you can win bad matchups. I don't know what to say. You can win bad it's possible to win bad matchups. It can be hard, and you know, maybe Hyperflame is the GOAT at playing around it. But man, that shit is annoying. That shit is really annoying. And then, like, dude, all the Zetterburns that just full hop there, it's so much harder to deal with. It's so much harder. Maybe it's just like there's a particular type of Zetterburn and I'm just playing that one. Or if I played a different Zetterburn, it wouldn't be as hard. But like when the Zetterburn does the shine thing off stage and then just full hop down airs, dude, it feels like you just have to guess, and then if you guess wrong, you just take like 1,000,000,000%. And then he kills you with a forward air. And then you have to like reaction tech chase him for like 9 years, but if you fuck it up, he shines you. And then you die. So I don't know. This is just my experiencing of it. Again, I'm gonna have stuff in different spots. I know some people think Orcane's harder. I know some people think Maple's harder. Some people think Lorena's harder. This has been my experience with it. I've been playing people in Grandmaster and Ethereum, so it's not like I've been playing against bums. Right? This is not the like platinum matchup chart where that's my only experience with these characters. I've been playing against people in Ethereum and Grandmaster, so it's not like the Lorenas I've been playing against have been ass, or like the Maples I've been playing against have been ass. It's just it's how it's felt. Like I said, optimistically, these characters could be moved here. Maybe even like this. Is this the really optimistic version? So, hey guys, if you want to take a screenshot of this and be like, hey, Slade's really good. This is the super optimistic chart. Then you could do this one. But that's not actually how I feel. So that's probably how I feel. As the game develops, obviously, and as we get more experience offline, I think offline might introduce a little bit more consistency for the character, at least for me. So I will revisit this after Battle of BC, which is coming up, or Evo potentially, if people are able to help me meet the dono goal. But this is how I feel about it right now, and I feel pretty good about it.